Hey folks, I just got my new stand here, so I'm dying to try this out and to show you a couple of battles that I have recorded in the meantime. So let's begin with this one. I've got Lucario, Klefki, Talonflame and Dragonite, and he has a Ferrothorn, Tyranitar, that pumpkin Pokemon and Rotom. I can't remember, Gorgeous or something you call it. So let's go right into this battle and let me show you how this goes. This is a really weird battle, by the way, so I get caught off guard, make a lot of mistakes in this game, so you'll have to see what happens here. So he's going to make a lead with his Gorgeous and his Rotom W, or Rotom washing machine, or water. I'm going to go with my Lucario and my Klefki. I'm trying to get this Lucario to work. I know it's not that good in doubles, but I like to try and get this thing to work. So I'm going to go right ahead and go into the Mega Form here, because I immediately want to get rid of this threat that you're about to see here. I do make a little bit of a mistake, but you'll see. So he goes for the Thunder Wave right onto, or I go for the Thunder Wave onto Gorgeous there, just because Thunder Wave will not work on Rotom. I learned that from a previous match. So he goes right ahead for the Hydro Pump right onto my Klefki. He actually just hit Klefki, which is quite interesting to me. The red card does kick in here and force him to withdraw into something random. So we'll see what actually he ends up bringing in. And he brings in his Ferrothorn, and look at this combo that comes out here. I am going for an Aura Sphere right onto that Ferrothorn, which is going to be super effective, and it is going to deal a ton of damage right there, just about surviving that one there. Now, Gorgeous does use the Trick Room. Now, during this match, I completely forget this Trick Room is in play, so it's turned a bit silly. Now, I go right ahead for the Reflect because I looked up Gorgeous and it does have a higher attack rate, but this Pokemon, these are both support Pokemon, and he does go right ahead for that Trick or Treat, and that makes your target's type Ghost. So, of course, whenever I Aura Sphere it again, I get caught off guard by this. So, he goes ahead for the Lead Seed on Klefki. We're just going to give him that extra health bar, turn combined with that leftovers there. So, he's actually not holding a Rocky Helmet, which is surprising to me. Most Ferrothorns these days I actually battle are holding Rocky Helmets. So as we go into the next turn, Ferrothorn gets a little bit more health with that Lead Seed as well, and he goes right ahead and withdraws that Ferrothorn. Look what he brings out. He brings out his Tyranitar, I think, which is a really smart move because he knows I'm not going to Aura Sphere that. However, I sort of predicted he was going to change. So I immediately go for the Thunder Wave on that because it wasn't going to do anything useful right now. There's no point in setting up any rocks or anything. So I predicted the switch. He gets fully paralyzed, and I go right ahead for that nasty plot. Now, remember the Trick Room is in play here. Okay, remember the Trick Room is in play because I completely forget about it. He gets buffeted by the Sandstorm right there. Both of my Pokemon are Steel type, so I'm not going to take any damage from those things. Now, just a quick, while the Mega Evolve's happening here, this is the music playing in the background. This is Music 5. I actually love this music. It's probably my favourite Pokemon music to date. So I'm really looking forward to doing more of my battles with that. He goes right ahead for the Trick or Treat again, and I completely fall for it. Now this Earthquake is a very interesting Earthquake because it normally would kill my Lucario, but it didn't even do half. And I know the Reflect type, but even still, like the Earthquake from a Tyranitar would usually easily kill my Lucario. So I was pretty surprised by that. Either way, I should have flash counted that anyway, but we learn. He goes ahead for the Will-O-Wisp on my Dragonite. My Dragonite is holding that Lumberry just because of the fact that it can get confused from the Outrage. However, I have changed Outrage into Dragon Claw just to make it more viable in double battles because I didn't Outrage will attack random people. So Dragonite goes for the Dragon Claw right on. I want this thing to die, so I do Dragon Claw first and go right ahead for that Flash Cannon just so it had no chance of survival there. That brings Tyranitar down to 0. And he still has his Gorgeous in play. This thing's been getting away with so much. It's been burning, it's been transforming all types to Ghost, however, not juices. Now I know how it works. So now the Twisted Dimensions return to normal, so that means my Pokemon are now going to be faster, and this is basically game over for him. He does get the hidden power off on the Dragonite here, which is super effective, and it does survive on 1 hit point. Dragonite's not holding a focus action. You've seen it was holding that Lumberry, so that was a lucky 1 hit point there. The 1 hit point didn't matter. It doesn't matter. Even if this Dragonite didn't survive, I would have been able to kill this Gorgeous with relatively good ease. It got paralyzed anyway, so it was a really nice battle. It does actually die to the Sandstorm, which is quite funny there. So Dragonite does fall, and I still have one more, I believe, and I think he does as well, from what I know. I bring him my Talonflame. Does he have one more? I can't remember. He does, yes. He brings out his... Oh, it was his Verathon that he switched out earlier. So he goes ahead and protects on that Gorgeous. I was surprised by that. I think he was trying to stall his turns out or whatever. But I go right ahead for the Aura Sphere. I know he can't Trick or Treat first this turn because the Trick Room is away. So I just go ahead and Aura Sphere that, and that will take out his Verathon. Last turn in here, he just doesn't have a chance right now. I think it is over. It's 2 versus 1, and he doesn't really have any offensive moves, and he gives up. So I hope you enjoyed that battle right there, and remember, be kind to one another. I do have a couple more battles coming up for you today, so stay tuned for those.